You probably heard that Iran, that there were U.S. personnel, U.S. service members were wounded in an attack against a base in Iraq. And this is, of course, escalation in the Iran war against literally everybody, but mostly Israel. And so I don't know what Biden intends to do as a result of that, because, of course, he and Kamala were nowhere to be found when this news was breaking. It was interesting, though, that as all of these plans were being made, because obviously we've been expecting that Iran would be hitting Israel in some big way over this weekend, over these next couple days. And so there was this big meeting in the Situation Room that Biden and Kamala were in. And then all of a sudden, as Peter Doocy reports, she was no longer part of the meeting. Here's what he said about that.
We've got a sizable motorcade repositioning on Pennsylvania Avenue, so it's possible that it looks like I can see behind the camera, the vice president's vehicles are leaving right now. So it would seem that at least her part in the Situation Room is done. She will now go back to the Naval Observatory.
It was an intense moment for the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America, and I was in almost every meeting with the president.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that the meeting's over in the Situation Room.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know.
She looked like she was acting.
Well, because that was the one version of the Wine Mom where she gets really stern.
Yeah,
and she's fighting it.
She was in a skit in that. It's just so ridiculous.
Then when Biden, I guess Biden was buying some flowers. He's very, very busy, you guys, very, very busy. So he came out of a store with a bunch of flowers.
Oh, okay.
And wouldn't talk to reporters except to answer one question that was screamed at him. This should make everybody feel really good about the leadership currently that we have.
President, do you think Iran will stand down?
What?
Do you think Iran will stand down, sir?
I don't know.
Great,
I've got flowers. I don't know.
Visiting angels,
America's choice, home care. We're screwed, you guys. We're screwed. You know that.
And then there's all kinds of speculation about what is Israel going to do. Are they going to attack Iran's nuclear facilities? I mean, the rumors are that Israel has conveyed a message to Iran through a third European country that any attack that Iran engages in on civilian targets will be met with the immediate destruction of all of their nuclear facilities. And the U.S., apparently, people in the U.S. believe that that is the reason that there hasn't been an attack yet, that Iran is actually deterred in some way, which would be great. But I just don't know if it's realistic to assume that they're just going to hit the base in Iraq and that's it. You know what I mean?
Listen, it would be nice if somebody in the executive branch of our government would talk to us about this. You know, you would think if Trump were in office, he would have already had a press conference about this.
Or several. Yep.
Right. Or several. Absolutely. And we got nobody. We have no leadership. Nobody. It's remarkable what's happening in our government right now. It's crazy. Truly. We have nobody running the country.
It does feel like that. It feels like we're absolutely unled. And that as a result, everything is in chaos. I mean, there's so much chaos around the world right now. Absolutely insane. But you know what's not insane? And that's dogs. Oh my God. Dogs. So many dogs. And if you have a dog that has ever had itchy, rashy skin or toe beans and they chew on their feet, or you notice that they're scratching a lot, they might have something that is very, very easily treatable with this magical preventative powder from Coat Defense. This stuff is the absolute bomb. You can use it as a treatment or preventatively, and it prevents against yeast and biome imbalances, which oftentimes send pet owners to the vet, and you end up putting your dogs on all kinds of hugely expensive antibiotics that they don't need. This is all they need. And this is a really good first try. So if you have a dog or cat or horse, for example, they've got the lines for all these animals. If you have an animal that has that is prone to having those kinds of skin irritations, like Miss Maisie, she's allergic to literally everything. And so she's always got something going on. You can use this in their ears. And it will also help prevent and treat some ear infections. This stuff is amazing. And they also have a line for humans that includes like deodorant, and it includes the shampoo, and they have shampoo for dogs as well. And what's great about it is that it cleans really well without removing oils that your dog needs, that you need. So it keeps your scalp healthy and your hair shiny. And it's got this kind of like citrusy smell. It's really, really nice. So you should try all of the stuff from Coat Defense. You can get 15% off of your entire order when you go to coatdefense.com and you use code coatdefense.com. Do you remember when there was when there was all the discussion about UNRWA, that humanitarian relief aid network through the UN, when it turned out that a bunch of their humanitarian people were actually involved in October 7th?
Yes.
And we showed a lot of videos about that a few months back. And the UN should be dismantled completely. They're utterly not even just useless, they're dangerous. They're actually dangerous. And so finally, the New York Times verified the fact that like a whole bunch of those employees of UNRWA have been terminated because they did have participation. But look at how the New York Times spun the headline. They said the UN clears half the aid workers accused of taking part in October 7th, when the story is half of them took part in October 7th's attack. Like, that's the story. And that they're like, well, listen, a bunch of them didn't. Oh my God. What the hell is wrong with the New York Times?
Yeah, I mean, half of them didn't. So we should be excited about that, right? I mean, half of them are like freaking terrorists, but half of them weren't. So, I mean, there's the bright side, you guys.
I can't.
I know. This is the thing. I mean, our media is trash. It's total and utter trash.
Don't hate them enough. You just
I know. You can't. You can never, ever loathe them.
Not enough. You just can't.